you're struggling with your curls at the moment, this video is for you because I'm going to be sharing 7 common curly hair mistakes. These are mistakes that I made throughout my curly hair journey, and often tweaking just a few of these things can make the world of difference to your hair. So if you want to know if you're making any of these mistakes, keep watching. First up is something that I definitely used to do, and that is only cleansing the scalp. When I started following the Curly Girl method, the Curly Girl handbook recommended to only massage your scalp with cleanser and allow the cleanser to wash through your hair to rinse any product out of your hair. But in reality, this just isn't gonna work if you're using a lot of products, if you have a lot of build-up on your hair. You definitely need to be taking the shampoo down the lengths of your hair when you are cleansing your hair, because otherwise you may be experiencing build-up, which can make your hair look greasy, dull, and lifeless. I like to do 2 cleanses when I do wash my hair, so I wash it, rinse, and then do another cleanse. The next mistake is something that I see often when people say that their hair doesn't last well into the next day, and that is not protecting your hair overnight or not protecting your hair when you're out and about in the elements. So if it's windy or rainy, I always tie my hair up, and that really helps protect my curls. I know that we do spend quite a lot of time styling our hair, and so we want to be able to wear it out, but if you're going out in the elements, then it could ruin your wash day, so you just have to protect it. The way that I like to protect my hair overnight is firstly by sleeping on a silk pillowcase. This one is from LILYSILK, who I absolutely love. I have a ton of LILYSILK pillowcases. They're super high quality. They really help my curls last. This is the LILYSILK Beauty Pillowcase, which is super soft, has a zip closure, and even has a built-in pocket, making it easy to travel with. I really like sleeping on a silk pillowcase. My curls glide along it. It helps prevent frizz and breakage, helps my hair retain moisture, and also it just feels luxurious, and it's good for your skin too. You may find that you prefer to have something on your head, keeping your curls in place, so something like this silk bonnet may work better for you. This silk hair wrap is also from LILYSILK. It's much more flattering than some of the other bonnets on the market. It fits all my hair in and also does a really good job of staying on throughout the night. I usually tie my hair up and pop the bonnet over the top, but if you have shorter hair, you may not need to tie your hair up. I will also tie my hair up in what I like to call an overnight pineapple bun, and I either use an invisible ball or a silk scrunchie, as I find that those help protect my curls the most. They don't leave a kink in my hair and they don't cause breakage. So because my hair is long, I can't just put it in a ponytail on the top of my head because it will just flop around way too much, and yeah, it just doesn't work for me. So what I like to do is pull all of my hair forward as if I'm gonna just tie in a pineapple, keep the front pieces out separately, and then I'll tie the hairband around once, and then the second time I will pull my hair through into a bun, and then with the excess bits I will just use some clips and just clip the excess hair into the bun, and I really find that that helps protect my front pieces from stretching out overnight. And the next day I'll just shake my hair out, give it a little shake in the steam of the shower like I've showed in my refresh video, which I'll link above. Sometimes I'll do a quick gel refresh, but that really helps my curls last, protecting them overnight. It really helps prevent damage, helps them last longer between wash days. Next up is a mistake that I see all the time, and it's using far too many moisturising or heavy products on your curls. Moisturising products are things like leave-in conditioners, curl creams, regular conditioner, deep conditioner, anything that's creamy and adds moisture to your hair. So think about what you would moisturise your hands or your face with. There's a couple of things that happen when you use too many moisturising products. The first thing is if you're using too much deep conditioner when your hair doesn't need it, if you're using a co-wash when your hair doesn't need it, if you're using a leave-in and a curl cream, or way too much of either of those, then you may find that your hair gets overly soft. It may lack curl definition. Your curls may not last as long as they were. They may not be as bouncy as they were. Some hair is way more easily over moisturised than others. My hair is very easily over moisturised. It gets weighed down very easily, especially with creamy products, curl creams, butters. Anything that has shea butter in it tends to weigh my hair down quite a lot if I use too much of it, so I really only use a very small amount, and I only ever use a leave-in conditioner or a curl cream. If you have fine hair or medium texture hair, you definitely do not need to use both of those. If you're using too much curl cream or leave-in conditioner, it can make your hair, one, take ages to dry, but it can also make your hair look wet when it is dry. It can make it feel really greasy, it can make it look really greasy. I'll show you the amount of leave-in conditioner or curl cream that I normally use on my hair. This has changed throughout the years. I used to use a little bit less, like a pea size, but now that's probably what I use for my entire head. A lot of them you will find they're actually a lot more concentrated than you think. So when you go like this, they turn out quite white on your hands. So I'll have it on my hands like this, and then I will apply it. I'll start at the ends and I'll work my way up, focus on the underneath where it gets more knotty, and then I'll put the rest of it through the lengths of my hair. Some people don't even need a leave-in conditioner or curl cream at all. They can just go straight to their hold product. I personally get best results when I use even just a tiny amount of curl cream underneath, because it helps my ringlets underneath spring up, and especially as my hair is long, the ends can get a little bit dry. I'm gonna link my how to rebalance your hair video up here so you can find out even further how to get your curls back when you've been using too many moisturising products. The next mistake that I have also been guilty of is not keeping up with trims and haircuts. If you follow my channel and you follow me on Instagram, you know that I don't get my hair cut that often. I get my hair cut probably about every 4 to 6 months now, but I do now kind of do little trims at home in between. But often what I find now is if my hair isn't playing ball, it's not looking right, it's looking a bit straggly, or it's feeling really weighed down, it usually actually means that I need a haircut. Even just the smallest trim can make such a difference to my hair, and I never ever realise how much of a haircut I need until I actually get one. And I come out and I'm like, oh, actually it's sprung up so much, I actually really did need a haircut. And as well, if you are at the beginning of your curly hair journey and you've been using heat on your hair, you've been dyeing your hair, you probably have quite a lot of damage on your hair, and heat damage cannot be repaired, it just needs to be cut off. So if you're finding, for example, that your hair curls from the roots and it's all nice and curly at the root, but then you have stringy straight ends, then that is damage. And if you have split ends, then you probably know this already, but if you don't get your split ends cut, they'll just keep splitting up and up and up. So to cut a long story short, no pun intended, or is it? Usually when my hair isn't playing ball, it needs a haircut these days, and if you have straggly, straight, damaged ends, you need to cut them off because the damage will not heal itself. Next up is not using a hold product on your hair. I see a lot of questions from people in my DMs saying, my hair's curly when wet, but it's frizzy when it's dry. You may find that you use a curl cream on your hair and it looks great first of all, but a couple of hours later your curls drop, they don't hold in place, or the next day they just don't hold up at all. And usually the reason for this is because you're not using a hold product on your hair, or a strong enough hold product. So products that add hold are things like gels and mousses. Mousses don't really add too much hold, maybe like a very light hold. Gels add a stronger hold, but there are varying hold levels within them, so you can get a light hold gel, medium hold gel, strong hold gel. Curl creams don't add hold to your hair. Curl creams add moisture. They can help define your curls, but they won't hold your curls in place. I typically go for strong hold gels because that gives me the best results, the best long lasting results. But lots of people, like if you have a tighter curl pattern, for example, or you prefer a more lived-in look, you may prefer a light or medium hold gel. So yeah, if you find that your hair isn't lasting into day 2 and beyond, definitely introduce a stronger hold product into your routine and let me know what the results are in the comments. Next up is a mistake I see all the time, and it is using way too much product for your hair, and in turn making your hair look greasy, feeling greasy and sticky, and just being really weighed down. This is a mistake that is so easy to make, especially if you are watching a lot of curly hair videos, and if you're watching content creators with more hair than you, thicker hair than you, apply products, because someone with high density, thick, coarse hair may need to use a ton of curl cream and a ton of gel, but someone with fine, low density hair will need to use a fraction of the amount, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They're applying the same amount of products that they see other people with a different hair type to them and expecting to get the same result. You may not realize it because you may just think, oh, this is how much product I need to use, especially as we're kind of like marketed and conditioned to use a lot of product in our hair. I do think that a lot of people could benefit from a less is more approach when it comes to products. And you may be thinking, Hannah, you use so much product on your hair. And while that kind of is true, I do use a variety of products on my hair that I leave in. I'll use like a curl cream, a foam and a gel. I don't use like a ton of all of the products, and what works for me may be completely way too much product for someone else, especially if you have lower density hair than me or finer hair than me. I have styled someone's hair before that has coarse, high density hair, and the amount of product that her hair could handle was so much more than mine. So I know for a fact that everyone's hair is different, and we all just need to play around to figure out what product amount works best for us. And while we are on the subject of build up, if you do find that you get a lot of build up in your hair, definitely make sure you're clarifying your hair regularly. I've spoken about this quite a lot in my other videos, but I like to use a sulfate shampoo probably every 2 wash days to really make sure that I'm cleansing my hair. And the final mistake that I want to touch upon is thinking that oils hydrate the hair. Oils do not hydrate the hair. Water hydrates the hair. Oils are actually water repellent, which you probably already know, which means that if you add a ton of oil to your hair and then you try to hydrate it, it won't necessarily absorb all the moisture. Some oils are more likely to penetrate your hair than others, so you have penetrating oils and hair coating oil. The best way that I've found to use oil is on dry hair at the very end of your routine to seal your curls or scrunch out the crunch. That way your hair is already moisturized and hydrated, and then you use the oil to lock the moisture in, and that can really help prevent your hair from losing moisture between wash days, especially if your hair is high porosity and gets very dry very quickly. You can use oils before you wash your hair as a pre-poo. You can use them on your scalp. Some people even use them on wet hair and get amazing results. But if you're finding that your hair is frizzy, dry, lacking moisture, and you're using an oil on its own, try, if you want to use oil, try using it in a different way. So that concludes the video. 7 common curly hair mistakes that I personally have made plenty of times throughout my curly hair journey. Let me know in the comments what mistakes you used to make. Did you make any of these mistakes? Have you been making any of these mistakes? As always, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon. Bye guys!